Oh, we're live. For real?
Hold on. I'm checking the stream. Let's make sure. Looks like we're live. Hey, yo, welcome to Boston Blue V. We're just cutting straight to the chase. You're wondering how we got into this situation. Well, we'll never find out. Maybe in the VOD. Anyways, we are watching our very first round one match between a Dark and Owl City here, I believe. Unless we pulled up a different stream match. Actually,
this is the other BlazBlue stream happening at 8 p.m. on a Monday, actually.
Right, so Owl City going to be rocking the Celica, Dark going to be rocking Ragnar this time. I know we've seen Dark on the Susanna in the past, so it's interesting to see him just balling out the Ragnar. That's why I was like, I'm not sure who this is. Definitely not Killer Kobe, and definitely not Play Guy on the other side. Well, Kobe has played Ragnar, but if Play Guy was playing Celica, dude, I'd go nuts.
I would actually love to see that, just to kind of see how we'd be playing her, but that is not the case. We're just kind of working to finish up updating a couple things here, but it is Dark Owl City. This is the first game, and Dark kind of steamrolling right now. Had that first round looking perfect, and that's almost the second one.
Yeah, Dark looking really good, and Owl City is not really using much of our DPS here. Like, we have yet really any bursts, any ODs, any DPs, especially right there where we were taking so much damage from one of those combos that we simply were just not bursting. So there could be a little bit of unfamiliarity when it comes to these system mechanics here.
Yeah, and Dark was looking for the burst there. Owl was not given to him, but then dies with it anyways.
Yeah.
Don't want to go out like that. I'd say at least try to spend it, even if you're not comfortable.
And it's kind of rough in this situation too, just because like Dark is just looking so good when it comes to this Ragnar right here. It's so suffocating. And I saw certain points too where Owl City is trying to mash some buttons to try and get out of these offensive situations that Dark is forcing on top of them. But also like to see is maybe more usage of the armor DP coming in from Celica, just using that instead of just mashing buttons, because once again there is a bit of unfamiliarity when it comes to the frame traps that Ragnar does like to represent. And unfortunately that's going to be a big whiff there on the ender there for Dark, going to give Owl City another chance at life here.
Yeah, so both players spending kind of their OD there and getting not the most out of it, but no burst on the table here. Dark not gonna have quite enough damage off this hit unless he goes for some shenanigans. That I spoke too soon.
Yeah, and unfortunately that does feel a little bad there for Owl City as we go into the final round here of this set. Dark once again going off on a strong start as always, respecting the options that Owl City is tossing out as well, especially those dive kicks. They can be very tricky, and unfortunately Owl City was caught pressing after the OD, and Dark fully committed to the bit there. Dark should be able to close this set out with a 2-0 perfect, going in with the Carnage Scissors and finishing things off.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Actually, a normally very good normal to OD through there, Rodman 6D, however, a little too early on the OD there. 6D was still very active as the OD flash wore off there, so ended up just smoking Owl City, trying to probably mash for the punish there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's something that you just kind of learn over time there. Especially when you're looking at a move, it's like, okay, this is a little too early. Like, you recognize the 60, but you also recognize that it's a little too early to be mashing directly after it, just because, you know, it's the active frames haven't fully come out yet. It's kind of similar to like S crests, where very ODable, but if you do it way too early, like not even in reaction to it, then you're just like,
yeah, you kind of in a weird spot. You could just let like the EA rip. Guaranteed punish still, but you know, everyone's a little greedy. Like I got that greed where I see a OD through a normal, I'm like, ooh, I kind of want a big boy punish though.
Yeah, and it's important for a lot of characters, but it's also very important for the situation that Owl City found themselves in as well, just because Celica's OD does give her a lot of bonus health to work with, and when you're already down so much health, having that extra leeway to work with can really get you over the hump to take a round over there against Dark.
Yeah, so that was our first game of the night here. Dark starting off pretty strong with that 2-0. Despite abruptly kind of getting into it here on the stream start, but
Yeah, guys, that was the final set. That was grand finals. That was Play Guy versus Kobe. Play Guy losing, unfortunately, on the Celica. And Kobe taking it with the Ragnar yet again.
Yeah, and to wrap it up quicker, we just wanted a quick 2 out of 3 match, even in grand finals. So,
yeah, we like we decided the scores for them ahead of time. Yeah. Like, yeah, you're gonna be on the back foot. You're gonna be having the advantage there. But yeah. Anyways, I'm Aerodat. We got Phil Swifty on the other side, as you can see, and we're gonna be your commentators for BlazBlue Boston Blue Beat for tonight. A bit of a smaller bracket than usual, about 13 players, but we got some really nice players, and of course you get to see some more players that don't normally make it on stream. We just saw Owl City play. Dark not always making it on stream, so it's nice to see Dark playing yet again. And we're going to be seeing we're going to be continuing that trend, as we're going to be seeing our next round one between PD Hewitt and Amari. PD Hewitt actually from Austin, Texas, where I'm from. So a bit of a local here, and then if I remember correctly, he is playing the Mai, and then Mari, on the other hand, I'm not as familiar with, but I don't know if you're more familiar with Mari than I am.
No, I gotta say, I mean, like, it's great to keep seeing new names pop up, right? It means more people are just either, trying to get into the grind of BlazBlue, or at least just giving it a shot. But I also, am a little busy sometimes in my life, so I'm not quite kept up as some of the new faces are coming in. So Mari very well could have been in a bracket or two of ours already. I am not familiar with the name, unfortunately.
Right. I will say, with all the prefixes with the name, I will say that they look like someone who's probably played in a few of our brackets already. We got FTF and BTF. I don't know what either of those letters mean, but what I do know is that, yet again, this is going to be our next match up, and we have both the players already in the room and ready to go whenever they want to start. Other players that we can look forward to later on in the stream, we have Mercury, we have Heartwad, we even have Counterpoint, so potential some Arcune on stream as well. Soniti, Lycoris, and of course we got Seb sitting there with the bye.
Okay, sick. I couldn't remember PD Hewitt played a Rachel. I remember there's been a Rachel coming in the brackets. This is my character. This is who I have been slaving on playing. So I always love seeing a Rachel represented somewhere in a bracket. Big bias.
Rachel's a pretty difficult character, right? There's a lot there's a lot of really technical things when it comes to learning the character, especially how you're going to be moving around the screen, and especially how you want to be playing around a character like Jin, who is just so fundamentally strong at many spaces on the screen, that you want to be very careful with how you want to zone him out and how you want to approach him as well. And careful usage of the wind stalks and of setting traps like George right there is going to be really important in swinging the tides towards your favor.
Yeah, Jin with notoriously like pretty overall good buttons and some decent tools to kind of deal with Rachel's shenanigans here. And if you can get her into the corner, you can just lock her down. But we got some scrambles going on here. PD Hewitt not looking in a great spot, but not quite out of it yet. No confirms. And a rough close to that first round there, but Mari going up in the first round.
Dude, I want to feel like that was a misinput right there with the 5C. Might have been trying to press something else. Unfortunately, that misinput did result in PD Hewitt going down for that first round, but it's okay. We still have some more rounds to work with, and we even got the burst out of Mari as well. A bit interesting too, seeing the burst come out on a throw combo, just because the scaling would be really high there.
Yeah, but sometimes it's about momentum, right? You don't want Rachel to get any kind of momentum going. Right. That is where you start to suffocate and lose on the spot.
Exactly. Like, once she has you in the corner, that she kind of just wins because she can set up the bats, and even though she's not actually hitting you, those bats are just draining your health for as long as you're sitting there, just draining that barrier for so long. But really nice OD timing there, getting the throw counter as well. I believe he might be able to close this off with there's a combo. Unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing that. Instead, setting up the pole, playing it safe, backing up, using those wind stops, and using that super. That's going to be a very important super that Mari is going to have to learn to respect. And we saw it right there as well, just because, it does force you to barrier it all, or you're going to die from chip damage, like we saw right there with the projectile. And it also is just like that big just hitbox that you throw on the screen. It's like, yeah, I don't want to play in your face anymore. I'm just going to back up to the further reaches of the screen and then just send a bunch of projectiles at your face. Really just nice at just creating a lot of space between you and your opponent.
Yeah, and Hewitt doing pretty good at that good anti-air. It was pushing Mari to the corner here. Mari using the burst, and now starting to get their own offense going. Hewitt just getting the burst back. Nice.
Very
hard
nice.
bait. Yeah, on the 2C there, forcing Hewitt to burst immediately as soon as he basically got it. And now we got Jin continuing to push towards the corner here.
Oh, we just avoided the TP. Unfortunately, though, no punish from Hewitt. Mari's going to be able to capitalize that off with a combo, not able to kill, and even with a drop mid, even harder. And no, we didn't punish that TP either there. This is really rough there. Mari getting Hewitt multiple chances to make something happen, but unfortunately, Hewitt now stuck in the corner against the Jin, and with limited defensive options, playing Rachel is going to be going down as Mari takes that first game.
Yeah, a couple from both players, a couple points that, no punish really came out there, but two DPs on the side there. Hewitt kind of letting rock the DDP and the CDP. Maybe be a little hard to recognize in a tense situation, what's happening, what's the right move to play there, but if he just cleaned that up, he could have had that game himself there.
Yeah, I'm honestly really impressed with how Mari is playing around PD Hewitt's defensive habits as well, especially around playing around that 2C there, the electric chair. So far, Hewitt has not been able to actually deal with it, and that's one of the tricky things that a lot of people, when they're not super familiar with Rachel, really struggle with the timing of that electric chair. But it does have a bit of startup time tied to it, and it is armor, so it's not exactly the best tool she has available, but one of her only tools she has access to.
Yeah, it's also not frame 1, so it's not something you really gotta worry about on wake up or even between most general streams. It's more of like she's kind of calling you out and leaving a big gap, or like catching you on like a reapproach or something.
Nice uses of the projectiles to keep Mari locked there in the corner, sets up the George, says the pull. It's like, hey, Mari, you're not going to approach? Well, then I'm just going to be able to set up all the traps I want to on the screen here. Really smart play there from Hewitt, setting up the George as well as like a last line of defense, and Mari adjusting that pressure sequence to avoid George, but a really nice capitalization from Hewitt to be able to escape with the opening that Mari gave him.
Yeah, and that round was a lot better there on Hewitt's end. I feel like the zoning was a lot more present there, and sometimes it's all you gotta do is Rachel. She is notorious as like a set player with some crazy mix-up, but sometimes you don't need to go that far. You can just sit back and shoot potatoes until your opponent crumbles.
Right. She can be a set play character with high mix-up, and she can also be an incredibly annoying zoner. She has a lot of really flexible ways to play with her, and there's a lot of really interesting ways you can play around her as well. So far, Mari has been representing that know-how when it comes to playing this character, especially with just how we're holding forward against Rachel, saying like, yeah, we're going to get in by any means necessary, and force Hewitt to expend all of these win stocks. And now Hewitt has none of those win stocks left. Going to be using that super though to try and recharge that stock, create that space yet again, and try to get more opportunity to set up those traps on the screen. A nice play there from Hewitt, but going to be popping the OD as well, but a DP from Mari comes out immediately after, and that's going to be really nice.
And the throw there, surprisingly working, but not quite. Didn't like back throw anything. Couldn't quite get any sort of big reward off of it here. And now Hewitt just trying to make that space there. Knows that they got the slight upper. They can just be boom. But there we go. Mari showing the wave super there. Very good at just shutting down any sort of zoning going on. And then finds the last hit there to tie up the rounds here and put themselves on match point.
Yeah, that was really cool there from Mari. And now that we've represented that option, I think Hewitt's going to be playing a little more careful when it comes to trying just zoning from full screen like that, and maybe respecting that option a little bit more when Mari has to. Electric Share coming out, finding his hit, and getting a burst from Mari as well. Honestly, if you're Hewitt in this position, you're not feeling too bad. You have all 5 win stocks, you have 50 meter, and we're going to be using that right now. Sorry, all 4 win stocks. And then go. Oh no! Great conversion from Mari, actually. Going to be able to stabilize that with the freeze. Just knockdown, sets up the overhead, and a great block from Hewitt. 2C comes out. Ooh.
Doesn't quite get the confirm there, but same with Mari here on the DPRC. Still far from out of this there. Here comes the Tempest Dahlia there just to pollute the screen, get some win back. Both players a clean hit away from death, and there it is, Mari with the 2B. I think he sort of counter poke there or whatever, catching. He was trying to do something, spending that little bit of ice there to finish the hit and take it 2-0. Moving on ahead.
Good stuff to both the players right there. That was for a round 1 match. Pretty even, I would say. We're just trading rounds back and forth, and I mean, this is good, solid play with knowing how to play with Rachel, and then of course Mari knowing how to play into that Rachel matchup as well. Really enjoyed that match, and Mari's going to be moving on to winners quarterfinals just because we have a pretty small bracket here tonight, and we'll be playing against Heartwad. But before we get to that point, we're going to be watching our first round 2 match between Soniti and Lycoris. So if you're not sick of Rachel yet, you're probably going to be getting pretty sick of Rachel for the rest of this bracket, as Soniti is one of the top seeds to be looking out for tonight.
I could never get sick of watching Rachel. So I'm actually excited. This matchup is hell for both of these characters. Neither of these characters want to deal with each other. 9 does have a slightly harder time than you'd think approaching this matchup, despite being able to dash through projectiles, just because Rachel can use them to cover so much of the screen. However, you hit Rachel, and Rachel in the 9 Vortex has very limited options to kind of deal with the 9 pressure afterwards.
Yeah, and I like that you point out too that Soniti can fill up so much of the screen with projectiles, even though 9 has that projectile invincibility with the dash. Because I'll always say this when it comes to 9's dash, is that the idea is not to chase her, but to predict where she's going to end up, and be able to send out so many projectiles while she's chaining dashes together makes it so that you don't really have to guess as much and really deal with the unpredictability of those dashes as much with the character like that. And that's going to be a big defining part of this matchup. And you also mentioned it earlier too, that none of these characters really want to deal with each other, and that's all going to be another defining thing where like both these characters kind of suck when it comes to playing the defensive game, and they can be very suffocating when it comes to playing offense as well. You know how Rachel kind of is with the projectiles and the constant overhead, and then 9 always going to be using that projectile-based mix-up and playing at such a range where Soniti can't just ball out with a 2C and hope that it hits.
Yeah. And that first round was kind of like a bit crazy in the neutral there, and Lycoris, is that how I'd say that?
I think so, yeah, Lycoris.
Yeah, kind of finding the first victory there, and as we just saw there, Soniti went for I think a little bit of that bat OP, the Lotus, and 9 to just dash right out of that. Didn't have to respect with no actual button kind of covering her.
We got the Doomsday Clock counting down, forcing Soniti to approach, using the super to buy some time for the fire rain to come down and put Soniti into that block string, and then the Doomsday Clock hits 0. The unblockable shows up, and Lycoris taking game number 1. Really confidently there, especially there in round 2.
Yeah, there was a lot of spells that came out at the end there. I saw the double meteor shower. He let a super rip just for fun, maybe because he knew the meteors were about to come down. He had the clock ticking on Soniti there, so let's see if Soniti can kind of slow the pace down to what he needs and lock down 9. The Vortex here, George coming in clutch right from the get-go. Ooh.
From the get-go, Lycoris spending that burst, setting up the Doomsday Clock yet again, finding the overhead, OD through, DP usage from Lycoris, trying to continue to pressure Soniti from full screen, but Soniti still really wanting to get in Lycoris' face, especially with that clock counting down. You need to find that hit, it's not.
Yeah, and dashing in like that, especially with the wind behind your back on the fist, is actually a very good way to try and get in, and even potentially punish 9 if you're quick enough. Right now, just stalling on time, out time for the bomb there, and it goes off, and now Soniti down to about a pixel here. Does have burst back, but might not use it here, depending on how things go.
And even with burst, you can't really tank a hit like that, so it's probably either OD or bust, and in that position, there's not really a lot of guaranteed OD spots that Soniti wants to gamble on.
Round start 3Cs here, so need to be a bit more aggressive, just straight up with the thing there. There we go. A meaty 2A. That will catch 9 trying to dash to frame 1. And George to help confirm there. Nice overhead on the reapproach. Now we got some real Rachel set play about to start.
Are you going to set up the bats here? No, sets up George yet again, and Lycoris not respecting it. That's going to be another reset here for Soniti.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's it.
Little extra reset in there that ends up getting Soniti the W there, but, you know, we take those.
Yeah, in my mind, Lycoris just took their hands off the controller and I was like, yeah, you got it.
It's all you. It's like, oh, maybe not, but now you really got it. Oh, and an early burst from Soniti, probably the last burst of this set, this is the game here.
Yeah, probably, especially with how much damage Lycoris is going to be putting onto Soniti with this sequence.
Yeah, and, you know, now you kind of got to find a way out. You got to survive this 9 pressure, you got to block a couple rocks.
No, we didn't even block the rock, we didn't even block the low. Sets up the rain yet again, continuing to lock down Soniti from a safe distance away, so no 2C is available. We don't have really any mirror for Soniti. I like using Amethyst there to set up that wall that Soniti just ran straight ahead into. Nice play from Lycoris, taking it 2-0 over Soniti. And man, after round number 1, Lycoris was looking so strong with those last 3 rounds there.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, that Amethyst was like a very nice thing to put out there. Because I think Soniti thought Lycoris might go for another like Godfist there or whatever, the hand. So preemptively was trying to run in. Like I said, maybe try to get a punish, but ended up going face first right into that electric ball. And then of course Lycoris with the nice confirm at the end there to close out that game.
Yeah, I do like how we kind of just varied up the spells there from Lycoris. There's like, yeah, you know, I could go for the Godfist yet again, but Soniti has shown that they know that I'm probably going to go for that yet again when they toss him back before the screen. So varying that up, setting up Amethyst, and you also kind of have enough time as 9 to sort of set out Amethyst and then cover it with another anti-air. So even if you're not actually hitting Rachel, you're still kind of walling out Rachel, and that's not really a position that Rachel wants to be in, because at that distance that Amethyst and whatever anti-air 9 wants to go for creates, like Rachel does not, like, not in a safe space to set up projectiles safely, and also not in a safe space to actually land any of our moves, right?
Yeah. All right, we got Sauvagess and Mercury in here. Let's believe that must be our next match then here.
Yeah, Sauvagess versus Mercury. I'm honestly a big fan of both these players. Of course, you know, Mercury on the Kagura. Kagura is always a cool character to watch. And then Sauvagess on the Jubei, not a character you see very often. I'm trying to think of like all the players that plays Jubei. There's Sauvagess, there's like Wallbats, there's one other person from Florida that, I'm sorry, I cannot remember your name right now. Retro Revival, you know who you are. But we got the Jubei here. Once again, a character that you don't really see very often, but a very tricky character to play against just because of his shorter height, how fast he can move around the screen, and also the way you can, the way you do combos on him are a little bit different compared to the rest of the cast. Usually in the favor of the person playing against the Jubei, but it can still mess you up if you're not quite ready for it.
Yeah, Jubei obviously the always crouching hitbox there, even on standing, giving some characters insanely more, like, higher reward than normal.
And when you're playing against a character like Kagura, that is not something you want to give him, right? Like, Kagura is supposed to be pushing that rock boulder up the hill until he finds a hit, and then suddenly he's like, I don't know. He's just running over the game. Like, he's a snowball type of character. He finds one hit and just continues to pressure you and keep you locked in. And right now, that's what Mercury is doing right now here. There's the overhead coming through. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Nice reversal there from Sauvagess, going to be able to get themselves out of the corner. Still, though, you want to worry about what Mercury has in store when it comes to the defensive options. Like, Flash Kick RC definitely is a legitimate option for this character.
Okay, blocks both the overheads there, and Sauvagess will use the install there for the first overhead to, you know, confirm or keep the situation safe, and even one for another mix after that with the rising overhead. But Mercury was ready for it and kind of just cleaned up right there, like a nice clean game there, both rounds.
Yeah, and this is so tough. Like, Jubei is giving Kagura better combos, and Jubei is also a lower health character, so Kagura can like consistently 3-touch Jubei, and maybe like even potentially 2-touch if we hit like the really right circumstances. That's so scary to play against in the Sauvagess here. Okay, going to be spending that burst. Nice timing on the burst as well to just get Mercury locked there in the corner. Gets the OD out of Mercury as well. Going to be running that timer down. Set to the hairball just to be safe from the EA, and it will connect.
Yeah, I do like that back off just to kind of make sure no Mercury could not do anything like EA. With the advantage there, and that trade kind of crazy. Was that even a trade? Either way, confirms it here, spends the meter, going to install here. So now Jubei got a lot more tricks up his sleeve here.
Oh yeah, trying to respect the reversal option from Mercury, and Mercury gets the overhead rip. That is a rest in peace to you, Sauvagess, as Mercury is now up another round here on a set point. What do we have in response? That is not a good start.
Mercury kind of just all the momentum right now.
Without burst or OD right now, there's not a lot of ways you can stop Mercury at the moment and like stop this snowball from growing larger and larger, but that is certainly one way to do as Mercury messes up that dash in.
Did we desync? We might have desynced. This is looking a little silly.
I don't think so. We're finishing our combos.
Oh, did I do that?
Oh, are you watching through the lobby?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay, yeah. I'm watching here right now. Right now, Sauvagess is actually winning over Mercury here. Mercury one touch away. We find it with the 5A. Sauvagess going to be staying in the game for just a little bit longer, even maintaining that burst. And that's going to be very important for this next round here, as Mercury is going to be starting off with 7 hits on that burst mirror. So we have a lot of potential to run away with the game early on here. Be a lot of damage, but right now we want to build up that mirror to be able to get that install and start to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, and I like Sauvagess is looking a lot more in control here. Although as soon as I say that, Mercury over here,
we messed up our combo trying to make that burst from Mercury. None coming out.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! Oh no! We don't have to do mirrors. That wasn't dead, and I messed up our combo somewhere there. ODEA, is this going to kill? No, it does not! EA response, is this enough? Yes, it is, because it is active flow, and Mercury going to be taking that set there, 2-0, coming down so close. EA in response to EA, I respect it.
I can't believe, honestly, I'm shocked that Kagura's had that much range right there. It looked like it just like barely scraped Jubei, but I guess that was enough.
It is pretty big. I mean, you see that sword he's carrying around? It better be.
He does move forward during that animation like quite a bit too, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was like a good answer there. As Sauvagess was kind of go for the fireball and being an active flow there, just doing enough right there to move forward there. A lot of 2-0s tonight.
Yeah, a lot of 2-0s, but you know that's how it usually is. I would say, at least in the very early matches. As we get further into the bracket, definitely going to be seeing some more even sets. But it looks like we have our winners tonight completely finalized here for top 8. We have Mercury advancing forward to play against Heartwad, who took it 2-0 over Mari. And then we also have Dark versus Lycoris, as unfortunately Seth had to drop. So that's going to be another fun match to watch, either potentially with Ragnar Susano or versus the 9.
Yeah. And so, are we going to losers? We're going to have losers now? Oh no, we're starting with the top 8. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to be starting straight into top 8. But before we start that top 8 here, remember, y'all, we got the Boston Blue Beat Weekly Tournaments. Of course, you're watching BlazBlue here tonight, 8 p.m. EST every Monday. But there's also Accent Court Plus are on Tuesdays, and we have Under Night in Birth 2 on Wednesdays. Make sure to support those tournaments if you enjoy either of those games, as this is the bread and butter of Boston Blue Beat. And of course, there's also the monthly that you should go ahead and support if you're in the Boston area. It's going to be on November 8th next month, and it's going to be hosting a wide slew of games as always. Under Night, BlazBlue, Strive, Accent, Core, Grand Blue, Exerd, Melty Blood, and Sailor Moon S will all be in attendance. And hey, if you're not in the area, make sure to support the stream, as that is one of the best ways to help them out.
And of course, I feel like we've been slacking on this one. Please type !Maturino in the chat and claim your free code. Throw a little 25 cents into the pot here for these players. Enjoy the matches you're watching. Give them a little something extra to fight for their next Taco Bell meal. Whatever they might spend it on to treat themselves with.
Winner gets $5 to spend on half a fast food meal. Man, get the Wendy's 5 for 5. That's pretty good.
There's some deals. I mean, is it all overpriced? Sure, but there's some deals.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to me, it's like when in doubt, get the Wendy's 5 for 5. It's not a lot of food, but you know, sometimes it gets you up in a pinch.
It's a good midday bite for me. I do like if I happen to be able to stop around or am in the mood. Okay, we are just going straight to Ragna here for the 9 matchup.
Looks like it here. Yeah, so it looks like we got the Ragna here. Looks like we're going to be continuing to stick onto the Ragna versus 9. And honestly, you don't really want to play Susanna versus 9. Let's be completely honest here. Pretty annoying matchup for that character.
This is not a fun one if you're a Ragna, yeah. But, you know, maybe Dark can make it happen. I mean, I feel like Susan probably doesn't have much more fun against 9, so...
And we did play pretty well into the Rachel earlier, so we do have, or was it Rachel? Sorry, no, it was the Celica. Anyways, ignore that. Dark and Lycoris. Dark already representing those big JCs. Okay, we're immediately getting those with the Hades, and that's going to be getting that first out of Lycoris. Continuing to press that offense there as we get a successful air-to-air. A successful roll catch on the side of Dark as well, as Lycoris is just running away with his tail legs. In between your legs, but so we're able to recoup the situation, set the ball on the screen. Falling all sides, sure.
Punish off 5 was kind of crazy. Okay. Okay, Dark clears the storm, and he gets the hit right before it goes off.
Dude, I love how aggressive we're playing, man. Those hell scythes, the fact that they're working so well.
Hey, it's working, it's working. I mean, you keep the pressure on 9, she's kind of scrambling too, huh?
Right, you don't want to let her have an opportunity to build up those stocks and cast those spells. Sending the Barman yet again. I'm wondering why we're opting for that spell so often in the Doomsday Clock as well, instead of trying to go for immediate reward, especially with the Rock. Like, we haven't really seen much of the Rock mix-up from Lycoris in this set, and also the previous set as well. Instead, we're really favoring the Doomsday Clock, and in this case, also the Auto for whatever reason. Anyway, Super comes out. Does it connect? No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, 9 is not a character that is very well blessed when it comes to her super reversal options.
No, but I think that one in particular is a little safer, at least harder to punish than the other supers she can rock on Lego. Oh, and stuffs the Hell's Fang there with the, I think just a 4A or whatever. And just need a little bit more. Dark actually choosing the burst.
Sure, why not? Punish Blizzard, it whiffs, it's okay! We're going to be using the guard cancel, and then the super comes out from Lycoris, stepping right on that 5B, as Lycoris is going to stay alive here in this round.
Alright, that burst may come to cost Dark in the future here, but already on the offense is a good way to start out if you have 0 burst. Dead Spike staying meaty enough to kind of go through the OD there, and Lycoris losing all the OD, just kind of submitted to Ragna pressure.
Oh dear. This is a bloodbath right here, as Dark is one touch away from taking the game. There's the guard cancel coming out from Lycoris. Not a lot we can do here. One touch away. Tries to air dash in, but Dark is going to use that giant sweeping held scythe to cover up the entire screen there.
Yeah, and I think there was still a dash option that D9 could have used there, but also that I think you said that blood sight there does cover a lot of space. So unless these dash had enough invuln, he might have got kind of tagged whichever direction he tried to choose after that.
Yeah, in that position, I think what Lycoris really wanted to do was to approach Ragna, but not get too close to the Ragna, if that makes sense. And we don't really want to approach and then retreat. So I guess the idea behind that was like, okay, we're just going to do like a single dash just to be still at a pretty safe distance and at like the furthest reaches of my normals to be the most effective. But Dark was right on top of that, recognizing what Lycoris was trying to do, and then going for that Hell Scythe to catch him. Hellside once again, not going to work there as Lycoris is keeping that safe distance away. JC falling down, catching on the other side. Dead Spike going to go right through that DP. No punish. DP is notoriously hard to punish just because it recovers so fast.
Yeah, I think it's actually only punishable if you instant block it or like make it whiff.
Right.
Oh, and another purple throw Dark snuck in. Second one of the night here. Two people got to be doing push-ups. Dark putting himself on match point.
Yeah, Dark is getting away with murder right now.
I like it. You gotta test people. You gotta make sure they're awake and paying attention. Alright, but here we go. Lycoris here, getting a little bit of that momentum going. Oh, the Dark not letting it go for long. Oh, a little on the OB.
Yeah, sure, why not? Gonna be getting a bunch of help from this one. And is going to be taking Lycoris to the corner. 2A meaty. That's all you really need to do. Unfortunately, not able to fully capitalize off of that combo. Lycoris immediately uses that guard cancel to try and get out of the corner, but no dice. Good spike in. 2A, 5B. Ooh, that was almost really scary there for Dark. Unfortunately, Lycoris not able to get a lot off of that.
Dark, the offensive pressure really just going ham. See if Lycoris can slow it down a little bit and get something going. Doesn't quite confirm the anti-air there. Dark is chasing down. Those just needs one hit, and he got it and even baited a burst for his trouble there.
Yeah, and that position was kind of a bit of a checkmate right there, right? It was like you hit the gauntlet Hades, and then you either burst that immediately and get burst baited, or you don't burst at all and die.
Yeah, it can also be pretty hard to see, like, you know, it happening, like, fast. Like, you know, sometimes you don't realize you kind of got hit to, like, that second part with the follow-up. And it's like there, yeah, it's like Dark is probably going to RC it either to, one, confirm it, or two, debate your burst. So,
exactly.
Good stuff by Dark there. Really, really just sticking to Lycoris there. Not letting him get even, like, a little bit of space. Did not want to deal with any of that 9 normal or neutral.
Yeah, and that's another Ragna and Winners Finals here for the second week in a row here. Dark going to be the one championing that character, and like you said, looking really good. Was able to get a bye in that previous round, but even despite that, Winners Semis, being able to take it 2-0 over Lycoris like that, who took out Soniti, I say that's pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, so 2 zoners down, two matchups Ragnar probably doesn't really like to deal with in general here.
Yeah,
oh wait,
what's up?
Oh sorry, no, Dark didn't fight the Rachel, right?
No, Dark played against Celica.
Yeah, I keep thinking, I don't know why, like some weird, like, I swear this happened.
But I will say, there's a lot of characters that Ragnar really doesn't like to face. It's really funny that way. And Bang is another one of those characters. So honestly, if you're Dark right now, you're like, I kind of want to see that Kagura up there in Winners Finals instead, or maybe not. I don't know what Dark is thinking. But you know, Ragnar is quite good when it comes to stuff and buttons. But anyways, we are now on our other Winners Semis top 8 match, and it's going to be Heartwad and Mercury. Like I said before, Heartwad on the Bang, Mercury on the Kagura, already popping the OD, and unfortunately going with that EA as Heartwad is going to be a damage to start us off. That's 50% of that health already gone, and that EA is going to be tuning that down into critical health, red health for Mercury.
Oh, and the sweep there to catch the roll back. Catching Mercury, probably trying to like up bag or something. And the Toes here just needs one more hit there. Kagura, kind of a beefier character. And there it is, just stagger low. Catching him like getting into with something, maybe trying to do a flash kick.
Yeah, in that position, Heartwad could have played very lame too if he really wanted to, because we still have plenty of nails remaining to just pollute the screen and hope that one of them hits Mercury if we're trying to go for a bit of a risky option to close that distance. So yeah.
Heartwad just did the kind of color knowledge check there. He managed to instant block the bolt hit to the stance low, and then punish the guard point that he usually does after.
So one important thing we're seeing from Mercury right now when it comes to playing this thing is usage of Wyvern to get through the projectiles, but also usage of that JC. Carter having one of the biggest air buttons in the game with that JC there, and that's really useful when it comes to his stuffing thing and keeping him grounded. As much as you can keep him grounded, right? You can also get reward off of him trying to get you out of the like that. It's also going to be pretty important there when it comes to that OD. Unfortunately, Heartwad not able to fully capitalize off that timer. Okay, yeah, that's going to go right through. But yeah, not able to fully capitalize off that timer, but because of Petit into that counter hit state and because of moving around the screen so much, that big JC has a lot of ways that can catch that OD if you're not careful.
So Mercury showing not out of this yet here, going up that round. Oh, and holds the guard point there and gets the explosion on that stance. Yeah, Mercury the walk.
Almost only one seal. Oh no, we're not able to get anything off of that 2D connecting on Mercury's block.
Alright, we got some funny interactions happening here. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Oh my god, we still caught Heartwad trying to escape. Flash kick, sure, why not?
This almost feels like a decent. This is okay. No way. This is.
This has to be. This is a decent. Okay. We'll just wait a little bit. Let the players reset. We'll figure out who won this game. Interesting. Like.
All right. Some of that, for a bit there, I don't know when that desync exactly happened, but I did believe that the neutral was just that wild for a second.
Honestly, I believe so too. The flash kick was like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? A bit of like a risky option, but I suppose that makes sense. But then when like that super came out on block, I'm like, okay, no, this isn't it.
Unfortunately, I believe both the stream and me have been kicked out with that desync, and they're probably just going right back into it.
Right, and unfortunately, that's like one of the worst things when it comes to desyncing in this game is that they usually don't get the memo, and they're like, okay, we're just going to continue playing our set until it's over, and that's probably what's happening right now.
Yeah, so I guess while we're waiting, I'll just plug the Matcherino again. If anyone's still around, wants to give some codes to the pot here. I'm not sure where we're at for codes. I have not been keeping up. Where are we at? Let's see, what we got? We got 41 still remaining. Alright, so chat, give some love to the Matcherino here real quick. Claim some of them codes. I know you win here. We got 51 of you. All y'all could claim a code right now still. And I guess while we're also waiting, I'll do another quick shout out to my scene here. We got the weeklies running every week. As you see, we got Monday right now. We got BlazBlue, that's what you're watching. We got Tuesdays plus ours. And we got Wednesday Uni. Come through for all those, any of those. Show some support. Watch some good games. All that. And then obviously the Boston Blue Beat offline monthly happening this upcoming November. What was it? The 8th, I believe. Yeah, the 8th. If you are in the area, please stop by. They're always a wonderful time. We got a bunch of anime games we rep here. We got BlazBlue, we got Gear, we got Strive, we got Sailor Moon. So always a good time if you have not been out. And Balance Patch, great venue if you have not been. Alright, does look like they've wrapped up. I'm not sure what the score is. Someone might be reporting it if not already. Which means we probably will be getting on to the loser's side in just a moment.
Yeah, looks like it. That's a pretty... Yeah, I think they're just all been 2-0 tonight, even on the loser side of the bracket. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a team kill there in losers round 1 where Counterpoint and PD Hewitt got matched up into each other. You see on the bracket that they both have that AAA prefix there. So,
oh yeah.
Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Counterpoint also going out at 9th place, losing to Soniti. Arcune versus Rachel can be quite tough, getting that curse applied, and also really trying to chase down that character is super annoying. But yeah, Soniti now confidently in top 8. Actually, no, hold on, that was top 8, right? Yeah, that was top 8. I guess we just didn't stream the losers round 3 there. So I guess Counterpoint did make top 8. So that was an Arcune versus Rachel that we unfortunately missed off stream. But we're going to be watching Mercury and Soniti next, I believe, because that's the next one that's ready. That's going to be Kagura versus Rachel. We were talking earlier that that's not a matchup that Ragnar wants to see. This is most definitely not a matchup that Kagura wants to see. Kagura already a character that is kind of slow and chunky and really annoying when it comes. It's really annoying playing Kagura when it comes to approaching zoners. Like, yes, you have options like your Fireball. Yes, you have options like Wyvern. Yes, you even have options like JC, which is very big, and 2C, which is very big. But those usually are a little slow and can sometimes be very committal, and especially when Rachel can kind of just like be a bit of a hit and run type of character to kind of gets in your face and then immediately extracts themselves out of that situation, can be quite tough for Kagura to try and approach.
Yeah, Kagura with the kind of slower dash speed, very slow buttons and stuff. You know, he's got the one tool there, Wyvern, but he's still got to be careful with that, because if you use that too much or in the wrong spot, and it can end up bad for you.
Yeah, and also utilizing Flash Kick as well is going to be tricky, because the way Rachel usually structures pressure does mean that she can kind of safely bait out DPs a lot of the time, and that's something that Mercury's also going to have to be on the lookout for.
And she also obviously has the instant overhead, which you can do from, you know, buttons that are gapless. So right. If Kagura's just holding that down back trying to hold a charge, you're going to get smacked. Yeah, I will say, Rachel, you know, I feel like a big thing that can kind of shut Kagura down on Wake Up is someone with a hard knockdown. Rachel does not have very good hard knockdown options, so Kagura can usually threaten a Flash Kick every Wake Up. So he's got one thing going.
Yeah, that's true, but you also have to keep in mind that Cindy is constantly going to keep going for these overheads. So it's like either gamble on the Flash Kick or, you know, try and actually block that overhead. And that's one of the big things too, is like you're playing against a zoner, but also a character that forces overheads all the time. And that's why Kagura hates 9 so much, because Rock is so selfish. But here we go. Right now, Mercury was able to get Soniti in the corner, but Soniti pushing him out with the win stock, and going to be taking Mercury to the other side of the screen. I believe corner to corner, corner to corner.
Oh, and again, just gets meated by the fallen potato there. Very nice setup there by Soniti. And now, yeah, we're just going to run it, but Mercury choosing to burst, didn't want to deal with the next hit, although in kind of a tough spot with that health value already. Nice block on the cross-up.
Ooh, try to match with the 2A, but Mercury was at a really safe distance away.
Yeah, and now Soniti does spin the burst here. Okay, gets the hit. Gonna be close. Rachel without the corner is, yeah, a bit tough to get damage with, but
has a chip.
Yeah, gets a little chip there at the end. Whew.
Yeah, another thing too that Kagura kind of struggles with is dealing with barrier, right? Because he also has to make pretty committal choices on pressure because he gets pushed out so much just by that system mechanic alone. But it's kind of compounded even more so because of wind being a factor with Rachel. But so far, Mercury hasn't been playing terribly bad. Hasn't been playing bad here. But unfortunately, in this round, hasn't been playing the best, especially when kind of deal with that pressure early on. And so Soniti getting another great mash, going to be pressuring Mercury's life total even more so.
Yeah, I like the push there. Knowing Mercury wasn't going to quite hit the corner, just chose to send him full screen and catch the bat, so there's always like that neutral presence that lightning bolt could spawn on you at any point here. Now Soniti is kind of looking like setting up camp here.
Dude, we're not spending our meter. Wait, we're not spending our meter. We might try to be looking for an Astral, maybe? No, we didn't. We used that RSC there. Yeah, Mercury going down a game. Good meter usage from Soniti there. Using the rapid cancel just to make sure, if we didn't confirm that hit, then at least we're going to be staying safe and we're able to reset pressure another time.
Yeah, and you were talking about, I think, Soniti sitting on the meter there, but I think Mercury also had a full stick of butter and burst, kind of.
Yeah, that's true, but also like you have to also think like what is Carter going to be using that meter on from full screen? Nothing. He doesn't have any. Like
Wyvern RC and Prey.
I guess so, right? Wyvern RC, he can do. But a lot of times he really wants to be catching out with the 50 meter when he finds a hit, or using it as a defensive option when he comes to
Nice DP there on the throw. And nice. Oh, I'm just kidding, I guess. I was going to say nice OD. I thought that was going to go through, but not quite.
The pressure sequence overhead, going to catch Soniti to the side, but Soniti going to be blocking the cross up. JC.
That was very aggressive. Mercury there, just staying on the offense that whole time. He kept shooting out those wyverns, making sure Soniti's blocking the cross up. Very big call out on the round start there with the DP.
To pressure Rachel is important, just to make sure that she uses up her windsock trying to run away, and then she won't have to use it like when she actually starts the pressure sequence. Speaking of the pressure sequence, Mercury is going to be getting a really nice throw set up here against Soniti, and you know what? We can get 3k damage easily off of a throw. Not a lot of characters can do that. So can do so much damage off that so easily, but you try to go for the super to try and lock out that burst, but Soniti still alive with just a pixel of life remaining, and it looks like he find the hit to connect. Mercury holding on that burst, knowing this combo is not enough to kill, knowing there's going to be another situation afterwards. He might be saving it for OD as well. We're going to be using on OD, and it works!
Yeah, goes for a very committal overhead there, but like not bad to sneak in, but with OD that is risky. Even with George on top of you, they were at a health where just letting the EA rip was enough, and Mercury being aware that it was very smart and tying this this setup here 1-1.
And you know what else is very smart? Days with the idea to raid a Boston Blue with a party of 30. Welcome y'all to Boston Blue Beat, the premier BlazBlue weekly every Monday. We're watching Mercury versus Soniti. This is losers quarterfinals. Yeah, no, pretty small bracket tonight, but got some nice character picks here for this top 8.
Those are good characters that I didn't bracket them together.
I think so too, right? I mean, even like the top players like to experiment with other characters. Like, you know, we're not always seeing the Relios from Dawn, but you might see them new as well. But we're not talking about those players right now. We're instead talking about Soniti's ugly offense here, as we're going to be getting that EA to ensure active flow for this next sequence. We're building up a lot of meter.
Oh, George going in clutch, kind of stuffing the wyvern for Rachel. Base the DP, had that meter to RC it here, and nice walking across up here. Soniti, just looking for that one hit, finally get there, and going up on match point here.
Man, you really just have to guess against this character in the field. It's kind of that Easy Yoi situation. It's like, yeah, if we're gonna go for the double overhead, you know, we gotta go for the triple overhead, right? It's like, how many overheads are we gonna do? Or we're gonna do no overhead. Sometimes you just go for the empty jump low, and Rachel can do that so fast that it's hard to react.
Good trade, actually. Keeps the Soniti on the driver's seat here. Mercury getting the burst back. Gonna see how they use it here. Uses OD.
Yeah, because we popped the OD there and George is out, we couldn't actually try and take back our turn there, even with EA.
Yeah, and Soniti much more aware of it that time, not going for the committal overhead there. Oh, we got Astro. We gonna see it? Yeah,
there it is. Finally coming out. I know Soniti has been looking out for this one, holding on to that meter. And now, what a fitting way to take that set 2-1 over Mercury, sending Mercury out of the bracket. Still, though, great run from Mercury. But Soniti is one of the top seeds for a reason alongside Mercury. And just so happened that Soniti was the one that took it. 2-1, moving to lose semis. And position themselves into at least 4th place for tonight.
First 2-1 of the night, by the way.
You're right. The first 2-1 of the night.
I'm not even talking about on stream either. According to the brackets, this has just been 2-0s, 2-0s, 2-0s.
The dominoes are falling, finally.
It's always when we get to the top 4, top 6, top 8. It's when people start sweating. They feel the pressure, you know.
We're gonna get the 10-game grand finals, y'all.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Hey, we got plenty of time to kill. It's only been an hour into the bracket, and we're already on our second losers quarterfinals match. Sauvagess going to be our final entrant here for top 6. Sauvagess took out Mari 2-0 off stream, and will be playing against Lycoris. Now at this point, none of the players are really new to stream, and they kind of have an idea of what to expect from each of them.
Oh, Susan Jubei. Not a 9, huh?
Oh, really? Interesting. I wonder why we're opting for the Susan. Either way,
I could, so like, maybe, 9, maybe just has trouble dealing with some of the movement Jubei can kind of show as 9, like hard to kind of keep him out because he's so fast. And with Susan, you got like a bit of an extra health buffer and you're Susan. So we're talking about that, how Jubei has got that crouching debuff at all times here, and Susan can kind of reap that reward very well, even without like unlocks.
Yeah, I would say like both these characters feel pretty good into Jubei. You can't really go wrong with either of them. I do like that color though. we really like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, don't we?
Hey, look, they cook. Ooh, okay, we got the DP real early.
Oh yeah, we dropped our combo. We're like, you know what? we're gonna get our unlock one way or another.
Yeah, a very good one to start with here. Did he just run through the 6A there, or did I miss like a dodge or something?
Oh man, it's going to bad here. I was about to talk about the stock, about the seals that like Horse is trying to unlock here, because you mentioned that DP being a very good one to unlock. That's going to be the main ones that we're going to be seeing him along. First is always going to be especially in this matchup against Julia, you're going to be seeing DP, slide, spin. Those are the main ones you want to be looking out for. And then maybe potentially sword if you want to press for full screen. You're not probably going to be seeing that being too relevant. And God press if we really want to ball out with a just avant-garde mix-up. There we go.
If you want to make a statement. Ooh, got the back dash into confirm. Got the chase down though. Alright, now Lycoris walking down. Sauvagess a lot better than he did the first game here, getting some good unlocks too. But Jubei is basically already at the end of his rope. Sauvagess showing he's not out of it yet here.
We got nice stocks unlocked already. Let's use the spin to kind of control the air just a little bit. OD, see what we do, and then there it is, baiting it out from Sauvagess. We've yet to seeing a successful usage of that move there from Sauvagess so far, but we're always being caught in these awkward situations where the opponent is kind of looking out for that option.
Susan J.A. kind of a crazy button. OD.
J.A. is pretty darn good. It's a lot bigger than and a lot of people kind of, so I wouldn't say a lot of people get credit for. I think people kind of generally know that.
Yeah, it do like that 360 hitbox, very good for just checking general air movement you might think is happening. Ooh, drops the spin wheel there at the end. Sauvagess given at least a life here, but cut short by just getting smacked with the tail one more time. And finishing that off with a perfect there.
Yeah, looks like it. Going to be seeing the rematch now. Yeah, and we have one of the Susan can be pretty suffocating, especially if you're not showing that you know how to deal with 6B. And it can be, you really have to practice dealing with 6B too, because when you block it, you want to make sure that you instant block it. And obviously timing on that can be rather tricky. And if you mess up your instant block, then you're eating a 6B to the face.
Yeah, so it's a pretty annoying button to deal with if you don't have like a meterless reversal or the conditions for a normal reversal or OD. OD can be a decent answer for it for one time here. And we're actually seeing Sauvagess pull up the parries a lot, something you don't really see from Judo's. Not being the greatest option, but I guess is not bad to at least try to show.
And with the usage of these installs, we're really maximizing the reward that Sauvagess is getting off of this interaction. Not enough to kill just yet, but just a single overhead like that will do Lycoris. And then without that DP and without 50 meter available, we didn't really have many easy ways to get out of that sequence.
Yeah, so Sauvagess a little low on the burst here. Meanwhile, Lycoris just got it back, just to spend it pretty fast there. Gets DP for free here, spending some 6As and manually unlocking it.
Yeah, we're going to get level 3 tackle, sure, why not? Level 3 tackle is so funny too, because you just like hit him with it and just get a free combo off of it.
From anywhere too?
Yeah, from anywhere, right. Oh, okay, we just run up 6B. Sauvagess going to be taking that to the face, unfortunately. No full combo coming in from Lycoris. We couldn't have killed there, but we didn't make us get a lot. We're also going to be getting the... I like to call that special move Pocket Sand. We got a little Pocket Sand.
Spin. Why that hit like behind and then got a combo into another one. Yeah, that spin is. If you block the pillar, it is actually plus. You gotta be very careful. Nice mash on the 6. I think that's supposed to be 6D coming out from Sauvagess here. Staying alive with just a pixel here. Can he make this comeback happen? The install.
Oh, the install. Oh, we made it out. Unfortunately.
Hold on.
That's a combo. That's a combo. Oh. That's a blue throw, and that is going to be the round for Sauvagess. Finally, a point on the board.
Taking some notes from Dark. Sauvagess checking to make sure you're awake, making sure you're ready to tech these purple throws. Also, kind of, you know, I mean, like, is a bit gimmicky, but when all you need is that like bit of extra damage there, and then kept it, it's been a little burst save, quote unquote, by going straight into super.
I mean, did you watch CEO top 8 last year? Like, blue beats work if, like, here's the thing. When it comes to fighting games, you know, options can seem bad at first because, you know, at a certain level, some people know how to deal with it. But there's like one option that people just consistently don't deal with, then abuse it, right? If they can't tech the blue combos, then keep on, not blue combos, blue throws, then keep blue throwing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is like fighting game 101 there. You know, you got something your opponent can't deal with, you keep doing that shit until they either learn to deal with it or you win. Meanwhile, you know, purple throws aside, Lycoris looking pretty solid right now. Not letting that purple throw deter him at all. As you shouldn't, because I mean, you know, on occasion, you will just find yourself asleep at the wheel and not taking a purple throw. Sauvagess having to spend the burst trying to keep Lycoris in the corner here, but Lycoris actually rolling out. Sauvagess working to get Lycoris back to the corner here.
So we've been seeing that a lot, where Sauvagess sets up the hairball and Lycoris attempts to roll forward, and Sauvagess is always maintaining that spacing to punish Lycoris going for that aggressive option.
Yeah, and now, okay, Sauvagess actually still got an inbound on deck.
Ooh.
Oh, right here?
Avoiding the ground Viper there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we can kill.
No.
Unless we purple throw. No,
Oh.
Was that another roll forward, I think?
That was a roll forward. It got like the drive there or whatever. Oh, tag with a JC. Alright, another early DP unlock. Oh, you did not want to get hit.
Ooh, yeah, that hurts.
God press? Hold on. Don't do it, dude.
Come on, God press. We gotta get one. Right? You get your one required God press of the set. Okay, finish it off with God press. Nope, we're going for a regular throw. There's a God press to win. No, do it again. That wasn't real. That was a ball out. That was a cop out right there. We gotta get the actual God press. Right here. No, okay, we're just gonna go for the simple 2A. Keep it as safe. Lycoris moving up 2-1 on eliminating Sauvagess from the bracket.
There are on your shoulder, you know, got the angel and the devil. You got me being like, why did you unlock God press? And you got the other guy going, do it.
Yeah, we attempted to go for it. We got a whiff. Unfortunate, but we can always try it again and lose the semis if we choose to go back to the Susano. It did seem to work out there for losers quarters, but when you're playing against Rachel, it gets a little dicey.
Dark will give us a good good God press, I believe.
But anyways, Lycoris has played against Soniti before, obviously taking a 2-0 there in winners quarters. and could potentially do it again. Soniti already on a good run there on the loser side of the bracket. But you can tell there's a bit of familiarity when it came to that matchup earlier on. Anyways, we're going to hop back up to the winner side of the bracket here with winners final back, or for the first time here from the first to 3, Bang versus Ragnar.
Yeah, we didn't see this matchup yet. Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, winner side of the bracket.
Yeah.
But it is a classic matchup, I will say here for Boston. Ragnar versus Bang is pretty darn common. It's really cool to see like a different flavor of that when it comes to these different players doing it out here in the winners finals. We'll have some more time to learn their patterns and
jump.
Oh no, you gotta jump it.
You can jump it on the ground. I think even Ragnar's privileged enough to do DP with the cross-up hitbox.
Yes, you can jump it, you can DP, you can OD, anything that gives you invincibility to it is how you get around. So counter, okay.
Alright, weird tech, letting Dark kind of get a little bit free from the Bang Vortex here. Nice air throw on that approach. Also combo, pushing Heartwad towards the corner here. Forcing the burst too. A Bang without OD is like way easier to deal with. You never have to worry about that OD into like robbery on Wake.
And yeah, we kind of went crazy on our nail usage here for Heartwad, so Dark still has a lot of health left and we only have 3 nails remaining. But here we go. Bang, this is his high damage route, especially now we're going to be getting 4 seals unlocked, going to be increasing damage of our drive normals, and I like that, using our final nails just to go for that nail umbrella and see if we can secure a round, and that's exactly what Heartwad did there.
Yeah, you saw the umbrella, was trying to respect it there, but sneaking in the command throw, doing just enough damage there to squeeze out the first game there. Heartwad looking pretty good in this set. But Dark wasn't doing too bad. Dark kind of needs to just contain Heartwad a little better. He needs to keep him locked down once he gets the hit there. But Heartwad showing no fear, letting the counter rip into these explosions on the DP.
Yeah, I'm also surprised we didn't try to burst that one either. We took so much damage off that DP punish, and you immediately got put into the corner, which is not the best situation to be in, as it is pretty obvious to see. So I feel like we could have let that burst rip earlier, but I think Dark really just wanted to play it safe with the usage of it, and really trying to see if we can steal away the round later with the OG.
Yeah. And now, whoa, we got that blazblue A throw there from behind the back of the head there.
Yeah, and definitely not going to burst this one. Probably going to burst the next hit though, if I know anything about Heartwad. But instead, go for the super to punish Dark, and now Heartwad going to be getting a small BB combo to attack some damage onto it. Let's see, blocks the nail. Plays a slide. We still have 1 nail left, or is it 4 nails? 4 nails left. Oh, and there it is, the OD activation. Not pressing anything in that moment, getting some invincibility in the air, and she'll be able to close this one off with the super to close, to do just enough damage, and Dark able to secure the count.
I didn't believe that had recovery to the ground there, but I guess I'm thankful that it does.
It should.
Yeah, like, that is not a I wish it didn't, that was just a thank God it does, but I actually didn't really know. Oh, and caught the attack there with a 6A, and kind of another squeeze of damage here. Oh, no fear.
Dude, Dark has like no health remaining.
Okay, that's just how you have to play Ragnar sometimes.
Yeah, it's okay, we gain health. We gain health from finding hits, right? We gain health from our combos. Yeah, obviously it's okay.
Oh, okay, Gauntlet. Oh, trying to reset with overhead, but Heartwad ready for the third overhead. Oh my god.
With the throw, we just go for the air throw as Dark drops it down. Round a piece here in game number 2. Dark trying to advance forward with the air dash. JA. Burst comes out from Heartwad. Burst also spent from Dark, so now we're just playing fair and honest plays, where at least as honest as you can get with the Bang Ragna mirror, matchup. Bang though, having to force to play honest here, as we don't have a lot of space to work with here. We don't have 50 meter for a super. We don't have any of the seals unlocked either. Super comes out and does connect with Dark.
Immediately on that little like falling JB there on the ID. Ooh, crossed up maybe potential DP or something. I saw Ragna 2C come out here and he get a nice chunk of damage for that too. And now with the corner pressure, Heartwad. Oh, just kidding. Nice RC.
Be a lot of scaling with this combo, but next interaction kills. Oh no, the teleported and Heartwad now the one controlling this endgame position. Nail's gonna make a connection with Dark. We have 6 nails remaining, plenty to work with. Toss out the triple nails, locking down Dark. Dark jumping out though. Burst comes out from Heartwad. The slide comes in, but it gets blocked. And that is going to be the burst spent from Dark as well to stay alive. We have to be holding onto this barrier for our life so we don't get chipped out. Attempt to go for the guard cancel, but the jump cancel from Heartwad is going to avoid being knocked away, and Heartwad able to get that punish out.
Wow, that end kind of went like real back and forth there for a second.
It really was. Both the players getting that burst back at the opportune time, and then the fact that Dark 2 was able to survive with just a pixel of life remaining after that burst was a gift from God, like a second chance at life. But unfortunately, Dark was not able to make that happen. As Heartwad was playing pretty smart, baiting out the option that we knew that Dark had available to them when it comes to in response to the TP getting punished that time, but now you're pretty low on health, so you gotta make sure that you make that comeback or at least stay alive as long as possible to get that burst back. Heartwad though might be able to close this one off with just this super alone, and that's going to be placing Dark into a pretty difficult position for the final for what could potentially be the final round of this set, as we have 4 pips there on the gauge.
Yeah, Heartwad definitely got a ton of momentum right now. That air throw with a on wake up was his jump forward air throw. Like he's kind of in Dark's head right now.
Right.
Oh, counter 2D though, and we get the confirm. Very nice here. Get the nice chunk of damage for free, no follow-ups needed. Catches the roll, but doesn't quite finish the confirm there.
Ooh, nice timing there with the nail to try and stuff that hell scythe.
Oh. On it, the Hell's Fang on gonna allow a follow-up without any sort of meter or nothing. Oh, we already get the wheel. Heartwad taking the first purple door of the night here. Oh,
there you go. Speaking of things that hurt, that's going to potentially hurt Heartwad going into this next round. 0 pips on the gauge. We tech the throw yet again. That time I think both those players are just trying to throw each other. It's like, yeah, we don't like that each other are in the air so often.
Yeah, these guys are just swinging at each other. This is violence.
Okay, 5-8, final connection there against Heartwad. Taking us closer to the other corner, but not close enough, so we're still here in mid-screen until this combo connects. Dark going to be getting even more momentum going into critical health here for Heartwad.
Oh my god. Yeah, oh, whoa. I don't even know what happened there. What hit Dark got, but it crossed up, and he confirmed it very well, and it closes out that game with that hit. Finally put himself on the board there, 2-1.
Alright, and we'll root straight into the super to make sure that we can't burst that combo. And now Dark finally getting a game for winners finals. We're back at 2-1. It's not going to be a 3-0 sweep. Instead, we're going to be seeing a much more interesting match here.
Alright. Heartwad with the early lead, got a couple seals. Harassing with the nails out here. Ooh. Oh, down to JD there. Gets the command throw, chipping away at Dark's health. Oh! Nice air throw there on the air dash in, expecting the up back from Heartwad. Dark trying to be in the driver's seat here. And that is not close enough there. Big bait though, I don't know if that would be worth it. Dark's not quite out of this yet. Done his own burst there.
JC found a hit, but unfortunately we canceled into the hell side, so we weren't able to pressure Heartwad into spending that burst.
Yeah, and instead gets thrown into the corner, and Heartwad once again finds himself on match point here on Winners Finals, looking to move on to Grand on the winner's side. Nice confirm here by Dark though on the air unblockable 5B after jailing Heartwad in the air. Ooh, and gets hit by the overhead one more time.
Once again, the 6B, and we try to go for the throw, but the OD coming out from Heartwad. That is scary here for Dark, but we can't.
I think that was actually kind of late into the throw, the animation there.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh no.
Flipped it, I think by the Nightmare Edge, this is not gonna be okay.
That's enough. That's enough. I was like, yeah, because the only way to finish it off with like an actual combo there was to have 100 meter to RC to super. But yeah, no, right there. Yeah, sure, we can just go for the RC.
The RC purple throw, sneaking that in a dirty spot there. Heartwad was not ready for that one. Alright, we just got some zany mutual right now. They're just jumping around, swinging buttons at each other here.
Oh man, people are hoping for the verse 3-0, and Dark has consistently been showing that we can make these comebacks even when Heartwad gets that great start. Oh no, but that's not a good look here for Dark. I think we might have to spend our burst. No, unless Heartwad drops the combo. Dark getting out for free. Fallen Hades going to swap sides, tries to find an air throw, maybe, no, okay. Heartwad in the corner now.
Yeah, big hit on the crouching 5B there. Blocks the gauntlet, has the meter key to save. Another one! Oh, he catches the air dash, doesn't confirm again though! And Dark finds another hit, canceling his own OD, doesn't have any meter. I don't think it's going to be able to kill, but it will put Dark in a pretty favorable position.
If we had active flow, that would have been enough because we could have popped EA at the end, and that's going to be the reversal from Heartwad. The reversal super will be enough. That is a 3-1 finish as Heartwad punches their ticket into Grand Finals winner's side.
I don't know how fast that super was. I don't know if that was just a straight up punish. I think maybe Dark still had some options from that 3C there, but wasn't ready for the super up there. And yeah, Heartwad taking it 3-1. Moving on, sitting pretty in Grand Finals.
Yeah, and Heartwad looking to be one of the strongest players in the bracket tonight. Really making waves with the bang and looking pretty dominant there. Having that winner side position, especially in a bracket with so many 2-0s, is kind of scary.
Yeah, he's looking to take it home for Bang, trying to do his best to fill in for Kobe this week.
Well, we got the Ragnar and the funnily enough, right? But anyways,
that was the play guy Kobe like alternate dimension match right there.
But yeah, speaking of matchups that players would be scared of, I know Soniti is kind of scared about playing against this one. Lycoris did beat Soniti earlier on in the bracket with a 2-0 finish, and Soniti has also said before that the 9 matchup is something they really struggle with. So we'll see if anything changes here, but if that last set was anything to go off of, it's going to be a very dominant set here for Lycoris.
Yeah, and I can kind of get with Soniti here. This matchup is like, it is supposed to be pretty favorable for Rachel, but it is like, it's just like tough. It's like weird to kind of digest, I guess, sometimes, like just understand how you want to tackle it. And it is just very hard if 9 does get the first hit. It can be very intimidating. However, I think Soniti doing much better right now. Face the super, we like to see. gonna be enough to kill as long as the combo doesn't drop. There we go.
Yep, and there it is. That's the Rachel game plan right there. Set up the bats, drain their health, and then do big damage by mixing them up with those instant overheads.
Yeah, and the hard part of this matchup for Rachel is just kind of dealing with 9 in neutral, because you know you have the tools to deal with it, but it is pretty difficult still if you're not quite sure how to handle the dashes or cover them properly. Oh, okay.
Yeah, getting tricky with the air dash that time around. Very set to the meteors. Jumping right out. We're still finding a hit. Unfortunately, that's the combo, and that's going to be the OD immediately from Soniti. I wonder if we were trying to burst that one at all or anything like that, or if that was like actually just intentional OD, recognizing that Lycoris dropped the combo.
Yeah, OD actually pretty. Either way, you know, OD is a pretty good tool. Against 9 of her normals do have quite a bit of recovery if you happen to OD through one.
Yeah, but even then, it's still kind of tough. Especially the dishes she likes to press those buttons. It can be tough trying to actually deal with them afterwards. And there it is. Yeah, one of the best ways to punish that DP is like with a projectile, because you need to make sure that it whiffs and immediately press the button afterwards, or it's going to recover so quickly.
You actually go back to characters like that. I don't think Lycoris would switch here, but maybe just taking a second. Always not a bad thing to do. You got a bit of the time here, you know. Just like take a breather if you need to. So Soniti definitely looking a lot stronger than that earlier run-in we saw in winner's side, which was 2-0 Lycoris. So Soniti already doing better, up 1. You know, trying to add to that positive win rate against 9 for themselves.
Yeah, and that's looking a lot better here for Soniti. Remember, the last set was a bit of a steamroll for Lycoris, and now it's looking like a bit of a steamroll for Soniti, all things considered, right? We saw like how dominant that first round was. Like, we got 9 into the corner, and there wasn't really a lot Lycoris could do. And right now, Soniti is just pelting Lycoris with these overheads, and Lycoris, unfortunately, is really struggling to block them.
Yeah. So, see, Lycoris can adjust here, or Soniti can just stay a bit solid here. Ah, yeah. One of the normals you probably cannot OD through 9 there, as it is quite fast. Got the timer, but the trade, definitely going to take that off. And that actually was still a full confirm on that tackle there for Lycoris. Nice 6A though, forcing the burst from Lycoris. That's actually pretty good, even if Soniti is to kind of fall this game. But gets out, having a chance at life here. And with OD coming right back here, definitely can make this turn around. Lycoris is backing off.
Great patience from Lycoris. You don't have to commit to all too much. And that's going to be the Godfist coming in and catching Soniti from a corner. That's going to be around on the board for Lycoris now. First one of the set, and there's the however many overheads we just used right there.
Oh, nice chase. Oh, and we got these? Oh, just a little too high there for that confirm. That was almost really nice. Interesting trade here. Soniti getting a lot of damage right now, even without a straight knockdown. It was just nice. Lycoris already kind of one hit away here, so maybe can find it.
Right. Oh no, we stopped blocking the barman at just the right moment, and Lycoris was even able to get a combo off that as well. Great recognition on those hits. Ooh, great recognition of the burst stage. Unfortunately, Soniti not able to get the punish because Lycoris was just a little too high right there. There's a trade. There's another trade. Still very favorable for Lycoris. Gets the Doomsday Clock applied, but there's the OD right through the 9 normal. You said it. You predicted it, and it comes in right here. Soniti going to be pushing themselves onto set point now.
Yeah, very good OD at the end there, and because he OD'd, he's already was like burst ahead, like burst positive over Lycoris there. He had a whole extra kick there. So not even looking bad with that, especially with that burst state that had happened earlier that game. Nice 6A, doesn't quite get the confirm, but basic DP, but yeah, couldn't quite get the punish, but it's still, you know, is minus. You can take your turn back. Seems a little bit of a cleaner confirm here. Lycoris trying to get that Magic 9 range going.
Man, Lycoris really just doesn't like rock. Huh?
I was gonna say, you know, and I feel like when you're Rachel and you have no real good ways to deal with it, rock is actually insanely strong. Oh my god, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, we try to buy some time with the super, but that super does not leave you in very much,
This is it.
very much block stun. Oh no, we just spent the burst! Oh no, and that is a 2-0 for Soniti.
Wow, okay. So with the magic pixel pair, oh, there's a lot. The OD with active flow, punishing the super with the active flow EA, and then getting the Oki right there that the chorus just did not burst after. I thought Astro was going to come out actually, just to keep it burst safe and a clean kill, but either way, Soniti got the kill. We got there and ends up taking it is that 2-0 or 2-1?
2-1?
2-1?
No, that's 2-0, 2-0.
2-0, okay.
It did feel like a 2-1 though, because we were getting down into really scary life totals. Well, was it? No, was it 2-1? Actually, hold on.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it was a 2-0. Yeah, the bracket speaks the truth here.
Okay.
But yeah, no,
that felt closer. I guess that just felt like it was down to the wire there, like anyone's game.
I mean, it literally was. It literally was on multiple occasions. So I do not blame you. I do not blame myself. I'm gonna, but yeah, no, Soniti moving forward, beating their bracket demon in the form of Lycoris, and now we can move on with the rest of our life and now play against Dark with the Susano pulling up, no Ragna. Very interesting. But yeah, now the moves that Susan wants to unlock, I feel like are going to stay pretty similar to what I outlined before. TP, Ground Viper, Spin. Those are the big ones. But also, Sword is ever more important just because Rachel wants to be able to keep that distance away from Susan.
And, 6A can be a decent check to just Rachel generally trying to zone at full screen. However, this is what you don't want to do with Susan. No burst, no unlocks, and in the corner,
no meter.
No meter. Oh my god. And these just like staggers. Oh.
We got a throw though.
Yep, this is the start. Oh. Drop. Hey. We still don't have an unlock.
Not wanting to give Dark an unlock, and I like that too. One thing you kind of have to understand is that yes, Susan can get a lot of damage off of his late game confirms when he has all his seals. But if you burst early, yes, he's not going to be doing a lot of damage, but you kind of want to stop that early game momentum of unlocking his special moves. So you're it's kind of like why you would burst Arcune before he gets cursed, because like, yeah, you're not taking as much damage, but you want to prevent him from getting that in the first place.
And that's also less tools for him to use in neutral and all that too.
Right, exactly.
However, Dark getting the DP a little earlier this time, but Soniti can still, and immediately showing it. Soniti can still work around it plenty there. Yeah, spends the meter, keep it safe.
You will have to work around it a little bit differently too as Rachel, because that DP is projectile based, so it has that higher priority compared to other ones. And yeah, no, that's gonna be it right there. Big damage. We got all of the special moves we need to unlock there. Dark.
A little more of a Susan round right there. Oh, we're spending OD early here to get a good chunk of damage and some extra unlocks.
Yeah, getting the extra unlocks, getting damage, that's what's important right there. And also preventing Soniti from going for that early game burst yet again.
Soniti whipping the OD EA just to get Susan off of him. I don't blame him. Ooh, okay, and George catching. Nice confirm here. Got the fancy combo, pushing Susan all the way to the corner. And Assault doesn't want to deal with any of that red for pressure, can't blame him. Ooh, and Soniti just going in. Set play.
Oh, he pulls out and gets it to work out in their favor. Respecting George? Yeah, we gotta respect George.
Ooh,
oh, this is coming down. Okay, it ends up working out there.
Okay, bonk up. Cross him again. Very awkward situations happening here. Just spamming the wheel.
We love spin so much. Oh my god. God for him! Oh no! Oh no!
Great OD by Soniti there. We were, you know, I almost willed into existence. As I said earlier, Dark giving us a good God press, but Soniti ready for it and punishing with the OD into Astral. Well played, Soniti.
I will say one thing that I think is I'm not the biggest fan of here is that Dark is really relying on spin to play neutral. And I don't know, I feel like, yes, it does fill up a lot of the screen, especially with the pillar that it creates, but the problem with that is that you're just immobile for so long that Rachel can kind of just dance around you. Like, it's useful as a mix-up option, but as a neutral option, I feel like you gotta use a little bit more sparing.
Yeah.
And other situations too is like, yeah, why don't you just use like a, you know, JA or like JP instead? JC even. Anyways, the lightning is going to connect. Okay, we're going to be getting some unlocks here. Gets the level 3 tackle, but gave Soniti just enough time using the Windstock to really punish Dark for trying to go for that at full screen. 6B does connect.
Alright, there we got some Susan unlocked rocking. And we got the tackle. Wow, a big conversion there, but Soniti opting the burst and just needs one hit, so definitely a winnable round here. Does have to be careful though, because if you lose with this, like all that burst spent, it might be a bit rough in the next round.
Gun shots right there, sets up the super to drain that barrier, drain that time away. Tackle right through. Ooh, that one touch away, but there's the level 3 tackle coming in full force there! We don't even need to spend any mirror to capitalize off of that. It's so cool to be able to see level 3 tackle being utilized like this. It's not often you see it utilized in combos just because it tends to be more important to unlock the other special moves first, but in this instance, Dark kind of had everything we wanted.
Yeah, that tackle reminder of the potato that got to that final hit there was pretty good. Soniti back in the driver's seat here, keeping Dark locked down. He really likes the position he's got right now because no one locks Susan. Nice punish there on the 6A with the pillar too.
Absolutely. And this combo is going to be buying some time for Soniti to build up another Windstock. Sets up George. Pops off a little bit earlier than I think Soniti would have liked. A raw 60 attempt. Sure, base out the DP. Doesn't finish the combo. Dark's still alive. Can we open up Soniti is the question. We're just going to play it very lame, I feel like, if we're Soniti. Or just go on the aggressive and get these heads to connect. That is going to be another round here for Soniti to tie us up in game number 2. Soniti with burst on their side. Going for another aggressive approach to start us off, and Dark instead going for that backup jump.
Big 6A here, very good anti-air, one of the best in the game. Very strong button resist hit here. Give him that confirm there, and immediately burst, wants to keep Dark in the corner, understandably so, but that is not going to be good news for Soniti here, as Dark gets a nice PC punish from it, getting some unlocks, and putting Soniti in the corner.
These electric chairs have worked for Soniti, man. It's unfortunate.
Oh, weird tech situation here. Oh, but yeah. DP, RC, ye old faithful.
It's so good. It is so good.
Yeah, Susan's very big. Can be
Why did
pretty
this
hard
DP pop them up so high? And for so long, too. Like, they're in hit stun for so long when it comes to that DP.
He also gets, like, a pretty good combo off of it. Like, he gets, like, 3K.
Oh, he does. Absolutely, yeah. He gets a good combo, gets some good damage. Of course, unlocking the seals are always important, and you also have that OS as well when it comes to like checking the throw or just using the DP.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, let's too far for that combo to kind of finish out. So Needy with the early burst, trying to keep early momentum here before Dark gets too many unlocks going.
Yeah, but I don't really feel like that was the best play there necessarily, because we already kind of got an unlock to start off that combo, and you're not really stopping too much. I guess you're stopping like ground viper or spin being a factor, but Dark did get Blade of Judgment unlocked. Oh, there it is! God press to the other side! Now you are in the corner, Soniti.
No meter means to follow them. Just do it for the love of the game!
Now you are in the corner, Soniti!
Not the second one.
Boom! Scares ya.
Not the second God press.
It is coming up on October, y'all.
2 jump scares in a row. Oh, okay. I like that though. That wind air dash in over 6A there. It's a nice punish. Get the Soniti game going. No unlock Susan. Pop on the head here. Rachel does have standing overhead that you do need to be aware of. Don't be afraid of just the unreactable overheads.
Dude, the rounds that Dark struggles with is the ones that like Soniti just kind of runs away with the opener right there. But Dark is now starting to run away with this part of the game, part of this round. Unlocked all the special moves we want unlocked. Finds the overhead to connect, and Soniti getting that first, not wanting to take that damage. Now we're using the spin in a neutral, and then baiting out Soniti, trying to approach there. Maybe looking out for another spin, and we get that ground viper instead.
Ooh.
And that's why that spin can be so scary, because of that clear dead spot that Soniti exploited. DPRC. Was that a startup of God Press? No, that wasn't God Press. That was the
that was a ground laser, I think.
Yeah. And there's that 2C finally going to connect. 2C notably being very active, so just going to beat whatever Dark try to throw out.
Yeah, both players here. No burst here. Okay. Susan getting hit before you, and then real notable unlocks here. So this could be a Soniti game if he just keeps a lockdown of Dark here. Caught low.
I was about to say, if Dark gets caught again, I feel like it's kind of over.
He might get the burst back, but it's going to be very close to the end here while he's got barely any health left. Caught again, but doesn't quite get the confirm. A little too far from barrier overhead.
That's going to be super to confirm. You just go super. Don't worry about the full combo. Yeah, no, just use the super to lock it out first and win the game. But it looks like it's okay. Windstock right back in as Dark tries to use the gunshot from full screen to catch Soniti, trying to set up, and says Soniti just wanted to close it out, and that is what we will do with a 3-1. Soniti now is in grand finals. Wait, no, 2-1.
Nope, 2-1.
2-1. We're still in the game. Dark now getting another chance to swap our characters, and we're going into the matchup that I felt like Dark should have gone with at the very start.
But, you know, Susan was doing pretty good. I don't think the Susan was a bad pick.
Yeah, I would say, like, on paper, it's a pretty bad pick, but from what we saw there in, like, those previous games, definitely didn't look too bad. But now going to the Ragnar, has kind of locked into the Ragnar for the remainder of this set too, because he can win this one without a on the character. And right now, already off to a pretty solid start. Ragnar notably a lot more mobile than Susano, and just has some more, I'll say, flexible buttons, especially like 5B, JC as well, reaches far and pretty fast as well for its size. So that's always good, and you have options like that outside as well, just to catch some from multiplayer.
Yeah, and it starts with them showing you do not need to unlock the Ragnar DP to use it. You just can let that rip from the get-go. Dark takes the first round there. After a bit of back and forth. No burst on the table in this round though. I'll just spend it later into that first round, but not deterred, just letting the DP rip again. Oh my goodness. Swap on every side.
I love how aggressive Dark plays when it comes to this matchup. Okay, take it down.
Ragnar staggers. Ooh, that actually confirmed too. Spend the meter just to get a little bit of extra damage in there too. Throw. Gonna have to burst. Okay, the literal last pixel can barely see Rachel's health and just comes down with the JV. Dark tying it up 2-2 real quick with the switch to Ragnar.
The Freudian slip, the JP coming out. But yeah, Dark now bringing it to that 2-2. We're on game number 5 here of Losers Finals, and I'm excited that we were able to see a game 5 here for the first time of the entire night. Hey, hopefully it's not the last time how well these players are playing at the moment. And Dark just going for a very aggressive round start. Looks like it paid off too because you're able to get that burst too.
Okay, Soniti couldn't quite finish that combo there, causing Dark to kind of get some funny tech out and getting a little scramble, finding himself now on the offense, still with all burst, fully ready to go here. Meanwhile, Soniti with nothing. Rachel also with no metered reversal option besides like the universal and the counter assault and such.
Generally, Soniti was ready for the tempo change when it came to Ragna swapping off of that Susanoo. And right now, it feels like Dark has been in that driver's seat. Another round on the board. That's 3 rounds in a row.
And not slowing down even one bit. Dark on match point now to move back into grand finals to go against Heartwad again. Nice punish on the DP though by Soniti. Needs to get some momentum really well with this. Alright, forcing Dark to burst and just chipping away the health, but
we are just holding forward here as Dark. XP is going to work. Soniti not going to punish it, but we will find an EA punish here against Dark. That's going to be pushing Dark into red health territory. Wake up, Carnage Scissors. Sure, why not?
Soniti interrupting the super between the hits. That is how you do deal with that super. There is a big gap, and he is not involved through the entire animation.
Man, to dial it back just a little bit. If you're Dark, right? I feel like we're falling out a little too hard.
Yeah, Soniti making good adjustments to kind of deal with the crazy, knowing that Dark is just going for these big plays there. Goes for the big punish, but does drop the combo. However, gets the overhead afterwards. This is going to be close. The Ragna health just might live with a pixel.
Trying to go for the throw, but that will be a tech from Dark. However, Dark tried to run right out of the corner, gets smacked in the face by that final projectile from Soniti, as Soniti is moving to losers grand finals, losing pretty early on in the bracket, but making a pretty nice comeback from losers round 2. A lot of 2-0s to boot, but that was a hard-fought final set, and now we'll be playing against Heartwad with Bang.
So these two players did not meet in bracket yet. So Soniti denying Dark his run back against Heartwad here and going up themselves to try and take home the glory here. This is your final chance, everyone in the chat, to be claiming those Maturino codes. We actually got down to about half. I'm impressed, but I want to see more. I want to see it go down a little more. Get your final code claims in right now.
And remember, y'all, if you have been enjoying the stream tonight, we're going to be having another one tomorrow and on Wednesday, just like this, with Accent Core plus R and Undernight in Birth 2. So make sure to tune in for the other Boston Blue Beat weeklies. And if all you care about is BlazBlue, just tune in every Monday, as we're going to be continuing to host this for the rest of the year. And speaking of other events to look forward to for the rest of the year, we have Boston Blue Beats local monthly on November 8th next month. We're going to be seeing a wide slew of games as always, so make sure to attend the event if you're in the area, but if not, make sure to go ahead and support the stream as always.
Also, quick shout out, I just noticed in the Maturino to Fence, who just dropped a fat 25 donation somewhere in the bracket here. Shout outs to Fence.
Yeah, great stuff to... Oh, sorry. Yeah, great stuff to all the players. And now they finally have some money to fight for, right? It's a little bit more than just pocket change. And you maybe buy a little bit more than just a 5-for-5 Wendy's meal. You can upgrade.
Oh, so we're at least at like 6 5-for-5s right now, I believe.
Well, the winner's not getting 6 for 5-for-5. But we'd upgrade to like an actual entree, you know what I mean?
Get that combo meal for yourself.
Yeah, you can get a combo meal now. You don't have to go for the budget option.
Alright, but Rachel Bang, here we go. Soniti, Heartwad, going. Soniti in the loser side here has to win 6 games. Meanwhile, Heartwad only need to win 3. But Soniti starting off real strong right now. making that Rachel offense look oppressive as it is, and this actually should be enough right here. The super, the bats.
No, oh, it is. No, it isn't.
Wow, the magic pixel, the strongest pixel.
Around that barrier for dear life. First comes out, interestingly enough, from Soniti. Not willing to risk it too much, trying to play it safe. Throw counter from Heartwad is going to be securing yet another combo, gets some more seals unlocked. But we cannot take another hit here. 2C is going to be a very scary option. Wait, no, is that? That's not that. That's not that.
No. Seals. Not
We're going to respect the wake up. Oh no, we go straight for the throw. So he's not trying to risk it with the 2C. And that is going to be the round win from Heartwad. Despite being on that magic pixel. As a magic pixel for a reason, y'all.
Yeah, that was the strongest pixel I think I've ever seen in BBB.
Got some mystical energy tied to it, but Soniti is like, okay, yeah, I mean, I looked so strong at the start of that previous round, I can do it again. And Soniti now going to push Heartwad to this corner, and instead setting up the George, going to find a hit on a Heartwad, 3D combo, stacking up some more damage in the reset.
Yeah, and Soniti...
I'm not going to bank it out with a super this time, probably going to wait to the next combo.
Yeah, one event present for kill there. Okay, Heartwad ripping the OD, not quite full power without the seals, and also Soniti at full health, so definitely not gonna be able to kill or anything, but he's gonna definitely just give Soniti some annoyance here with all the resets that Bang is capable of doing. Actually forcing Soniti to burst.
Yeah, and kind of bursting late into that combo as well. That combo is definitely going to just be doing like 3k tops.
Yeah. But maybe just wants to try to keep some momentum here before another Heartwad comeback happens, as it's looking.
Oh, I like the air-to-airs from Soniti. To try and catch them from full screen. OD, okay, right after the super. And now we have the full power of this OD unlocked with all 4 seals, but now you have to respect that super. I like Soniti just slowing the pace of the game down, knowing that, hey, we're an OD, he's going to be flying all around the screen. I need to find a way to lock him down. And using that super right there just to kill that time was really safe.
Yeah, we flooded the screen there and hit a little potato on top of Heartwad there. Now going into the final round of this first game here. Neither player really got first right now. Heartwad catching the blue beat though to get some extra seals from that small confirm. We just caught him low. Spending that, using that bumper there to get a little extension from the hit.
Soniti on defense. Oh no, but now you can't burst this one. And I think that's the hit that we need. No, we dropped the combo.
Oh, so does Soniti.
Oh, there though, and that is it. Game 1 going to Heartwad. Just barely though.
Just barely, yeah. Quite a close nail biter there for the first game.
And dude, honestly, like Heartwad has nerves of steel. Like the fact that we weren't even trying to bait out any reversals in, especially like that first round there when we're just one touch away, was godlike. Like we just went straight for the throw. Like, yeah, no, he's not going to 2C. I know he's not going to 2C.
Ooh, okay, dodged the lightning, almost went in the reapproach there. Didn't quite commit. Alright, Soniti getting a pretty big hit here with that counter at 6B. Got the lightning, gets some wind back here. Going into the corner. Frame trap into the potato. Lycoris plus unless you IB.
Looking to be a Soniti round, at least until Heartwad finds their way out. And every single time Heartwad finds their way out, we just lose all our momentum as Soniti. We don't have any of those wind stocks remaining to use, but we don't need to worry about that because Heartwad is not going to be bursting this combo as Soniti takes the next round here for the first time in game number 2. Good start.
Yeah, and managed to contain Heartwad again after Heartwad almost kind of squeezed out and escaped once again after so much like early momentum from Soniti here. A nice throw. Soniti keeping the early momentum going into this game. Oh, drops and Heartwad once again out.
It always feels like the round starts that Soniti is the most confident in, and I think the reason why is because we have all of our win stocks, right? We have the most freedom of movement to do whatever we want to do, and it's only when we start getting pressured down to 1 or 0 stocks remaining, then it becomes a lot harder for Soniti to try and deal with that bang offense that's so relentless, like we're seeing right here. Good use of the 2C. I like the weight as well, noticing that he dropped out of that combo. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna wait on the ground, anti-air, and play it safe.
Oh my god, and the slide in on the projectiles there. JC protecting the skies though. Huge hitbox to kind of deal with if you throw it out.
Right. Yeah, and that's something you just have to do against a character like Bang, and JC is just very useful, very good at doing exactly that. We saw Soniti represent that JC earlier on in the set as well, and to great reward as well. Just being able to stop that momentum from Bang. I feel like momentum is the name of the game when it comes to this set.
Yeah, both players. Another matchup I feel like where neither has great defensive offense against each other's characters, and are very. Like Bang's got the guard points to kind of deal with projectiles.
Yeah, I feel like Bang has some pretty good defensive options against Rachel. I mean, as good as you can get, right? Because I feel like really every character in the cast kind of struggles against Rachel's offense just because it is so strong. But yeah, no, Bang certainly has more options compared to other characters.
Hey, here we go, right? There we go. Now, that time the combo is enough to kill. No magic pixel there from Heartwad to be coming back on. Soniti looking really strong right now.
Yeah, I think a reset is on the horizon. If Heartwad is not able to stop Soniti from taking this next round to bring us to a 2-1, we will see. This is a good start. Heartwad has made his comeback before. We're not going to be spending that burst, but with the bats on top of you, you gotta really consider it.
Forcing the burst here, Heartwad had to kind of make that burst happen there. Definitely getting a little low for comfort, and Soniti now just looking real good. Despite facing the back in the corner, you're still up a game and still has OD/burst to work with here. Meanwhile, Heartwad, no seal still, already halfway out of the nails, and was afraid of the OD there. Soniti getting out, and now on offense here, going to spend the EH for some extra damage. And we're at full win now, and Heartwad looking pretty low on health. You can kind of set the zoning game, do whatever you want. And caught by George. You can see the Astral again.
No, just going
one scooper.
No trouble. Okay, but that sleeper can't connect with Soniti. That was no punish, but we're on that magic pixel yet again. We'll see if we can run away with this one this time. Great block so far. Blocks the overheads, blocks the lows, but doesn't block that final instant overhead. Heartwad now going down a game against him.
Yeah, you can only block so many mix-ups from Rachel. When she's got the full win stock, she can stick to you pretty well, and you also have to be so on point to block every high and low she's about to throw at you.
Interesting enough, I haven't been seeing like that many nails being used from Heartwad. I mean, Heartwad of course is like, you know, using nails of course, but I feel like we could probably use it a little bit more just to catch Soniti, especially if Soniti is trying to use the win stock to push you away. You can kind of use that nail as like a, I guess, second body to just lock down Soniti for a little bit while you make up that distance yet again.
Yeah, we got some movement here, and that was actually incredible awareness there by Soniti. Knowing he was out of win there, he used the RC on that projectile to get an extension and also buy back some time to get a stop. Right. And then one on the next interaction there. And Soniti again already back on the offense in this round. It just started. Finding the hit though. Heartwad out on a burst, delaying the two ways there to catch the follow-up on the drive there. Soniti just looking real clean. Looking like got the matchup figured out here. Heartwad got to have something happen here. Get some momentum swinging back in their favor. Okay, got the double overhead. Here we go. This is what Heartwad needs. He's letting the burst rip a little bit late, but better late than never.
Oh, yeah, that was going to be really bad there. So that was definitely a position that you had to burst in if you were Heartwad.
Yeah, and honestly, I said this a different round too, I'm pretty sure, but like, you know, getting a burst out is still pretty good, even if he just lost that game. So Soniti at 4, having spent the burst himself, I think, in that round, but still, like, a pretty big advantage over Heartwad right now. However, Heartwad starting off strong now compared to every other round, but Soniti with the 2A mash out.
Yeah, and I think this is one like the biggest differences I feel like between Soniti and Heartwad is how like Soniti is so willing to press on defense, like just mash against pressure. And Heartwad I don't really feel like is mashing or really find like the correct match points, I would say, against Soniti. Wow, we try to punish that, but you know what? We're never punished. We're never punished.
The space was a little weird there, and Heartwad mashing on the drive there just to catch Soniti, fumbling the punish and forcing the burst there. Heartwad keeping Soniti in the corner. No burst themselves here, but got a good amount of seals and nails still to play with. And Soniti, one clean hit, this might be enough if Heartwad was the combo.
Wow, we keep chopping our combos.
Ice tech.
Great tech.
Oh, George, the homie, backdashes the command throw into Astral.
Perfectly played. Heartwad has shown that they like to end rounds off with a meaty throw. We saw that in the very first round of this set, and Soniti calling right back to it. Gets that backdash off, avoids it, and now brings us to a reset. And just as it is, and you know, even it says it's important to be up around and you know be able to take that burst. Was pretty important, and in a similar vein, it's pretty important the fact that you know we still have one more chance here as Heartwad to still take this this tournament tonight because we were up in the winner's side. Now we've been demoted to the loser's side, but it's okay.
We're going into true finals here, and Soniti looking very good in that first sort of set there. Let's see if he can keep this sort of momentum. He's looking real good with the matchup, I will say. Like, he definitely knows how to kind of contain Bang and play around the Bang buttons. Even doing decent on defense, never letting Heartwad get too much going, even when Heartwad's getting the hits. Alright, so let's see how Heartwad can manage to adjust to try and keep his lead of being on the winner's side here. Got some scrambly beginnings here, but Soniti already having forced the burst out of Heartwad here, now getting set up in neutral, looking very in control here. Gotta be careful from Bang counters here, but Heartwad sneaking on in to jump in here. Got some steals going.
Ooh, nice throw from Soniti. Still active for it too, so building up a lot of meter.
Oh my god.
Like running around the rosy right there. It looks like Soniti's the one with a pocket full of posies. As we almost go down. I think we might go down here unless we spend that burst. 50 meter on the side of Heartwad. I think this might be enough when we spend the super.
Nope. Okay. No. The reset, which... Oh, and we...
So we there? We burst there and not him doing all the damage?
Soniti with that magic pixel burst trying to make it that Heartwad comeback, but to no avail.
Man, I don't know, but I feel like we should have burst before the nail umbrella came out, like before we even got into the corner in the first place.
Alright, let's see here. Just a decision that is hard to go into a round with like a fresh burst spent here. A backdash into buttons again, working out, forcing Heartwad to burst to try and keep momentum. And now, if Soniti can keep this current pressure going, he might be able to actually turn this around with that Rachel set play here, which is doing wonders right now. Heartwad not blocking these like meaty projectiles. Oh, baked counter stroke 2. This is going to be more than enough with no drops. Let me see it. Let me see it. Super. There we go. Soniti not letting that burst disadvantage slow him down at all. Bringing himself back up or tie up the rounds here. Projectiles going every which way. Blocks George. Throw counter. potentially catching a guard point of bangs herself. Oh, scrambling a little bit here. Does a burst back. Soniti getting tagged. Yeah, choosing the burst early. Doesn't want to let Bang get any seals or momentum. Heartwad bursting back too now, so no burst on the table in this last game. We are out. No active flow. Very little chance they will be back by the end of it. However, Heartwad getting a lot of seals from that combo there. As a bumper set 2. Doesn't choose to use it, or maybe it's too close. I'm not sure. Soniti running.
Bumper, friend. Soniti with 100-meter on the table. We're just going to go Astral on.
No, hey, it's easy, it's optimal. It always kills.
Always kills. You got that consistency right there, and is that like what, 3rd Astral tonight?
Yeah, Rachel's Astral, an incredibly strong,
honestly, like,
one to go into.
I'm surprised that Soniti holds on to his meter for so long to be able to always have 100 meter.
I feel like as Rachel, you find yourself with that a lot. Like, one of the biggest things you probably spend on in neutral would be Tempest Dahlia, but if you're not concerned about wind, you can kind of hold off on that. You can always RC to kind of keep pressure going depending on where it's at, and you usually don't use it for the other super unless you're in the corner and it's about to kill.
Right.
So,
like, you much rather get yourself like a better knockdown into bats or something like that.
Yeah. You might as well just go for like the next mix if it's not going to kill. Oh wait, burst already off the table from both players again. These guys are doing some early bursts. Heartwad looking a little bit better right now in this particular round though. Big life lead here. He just let Soniti roll out, but did not let him get away for free. Ended up taking that round anyways.
Slide in.
Nope. Here's a projectile there. But let Soniti out. Soniti escaping the full screen here. Let the Rachel gameplay and do the talking. Nice blocking the overhead.
Do the talking as well. Yeah, Heartwad immediately had to just back right out of there. Like, yeah, we can't deal with that frog, just like that. Soniti going to be having that first kill, but now maybe going to save it for OD. No, instead going to get thrown. And we're going to spend OD right here into the EA, getting ourselves active flow late into the game. That's going to be a good way to kind of try and stage a comeback. Build up a lot of meter. Going to be building up 100 meter pretty soon here. Wait a minute. We're just going to do add up this combo again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No time.
Kind of fumbled a bit at the end there, and then caught Heartwad catching Soniti in the scramble there with the air throw, stalled out in the air, keeping himself alive here, getting the first round of the reset for himself, tying it up 1-1.
Yeah, and he's put this set is just looking so even. Whenever you feel like one player has the advantage, the other player just comes swooping right in and steals that momentum away. And right now, Soniti is trying to do exactly that, steal the momentum away from Heartwad and make sure that they're not just setting the pace of the match. Rachel is the one that needs to be setting the pace of the match. You do not, when Bang running around the screen, tossing out those nails, outrage them and outrage. There it is, that once again, like Heartwad not respecting in that position.
Yeah, and then nice zap there and the confirm to kind of catch the Bang movement. Heartwad forcing Soniti to burst because he did get Soniti pushed to the corner here. Soniti don't want any of that Bang momentum. Backdash buttons, causing a scramble there. Again, Soniti getting out. Heartwad answering back with the reversal super himself.
Low 2A, the JA. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, had to get quite a bit of hits there for the extension to kill, but we got there. There's Soniti. There we go. Wing backdash, incredibly strong, getting out of anything Heartwad wants to do. Doesn't matter how we'll find another hit, pushing Soniti to the corner here, getting some seals for his trouble, getting all 4 seals for his trouble.
Yeah, the thing about Bang is if he gets one good combo, he can get all 4 seals right off rip, and that's exactly what we're seeing. What's really notable about it is that you do get a damage buff. I think it's like 20% if you have all 4 seals unlocked for all your drive moves. So he can start doing like 4 to 5k instead of his usual 3k down.
Oh my god. Great OD here by Soniti on the reaction to the command throw. Could have just up back, but chose to go for a much bigger punish here. Hold on, alright.
Oh, I think we might be looking to spend burst here. Are we going to gamble to see if this combo is enough to kill?
You're dead,
We're holding it. We're not dead. Ooh! Ryu popped the OD right up in the skies, and we are just flying away. You gotta play so careful though, but so do you. If you're so new, you don't know where that bang is going to end up.
And Heartwad once again hanging on by just the thread of life here to stay alive in this game here. Maybe the burst coming back here, but on the offense, pushing Heartwad towards the corner here. Ooh, caught low on the re-approach there. The bat's kind of locked down Heartwad. Caught the roll with 2A. George there to help to confirm. And we need one more mix though, not going up to kill. Big OD on the...
It's going to avoid George though.
Yep. Oh, the super wasn't enough. And caught in the air, and it's still all confirmed here. So Soniti gonna take this game and go up 2-1. Despite what I thought was like kind of a free OD on the overhead there.
Right. 2-1. The dream is looking grim.
Yeah, so Soniti coming in strong. Looking for those 6 games needed to win, take home that free Wendy's combo meal.
Now you're really going to have to resort to the 5 for 5.
Yeah, Heartwad gonna have to take the 5 for 5. All right, Cactus Carnival on blast right now. OD immediately EA, just get bang off you, don't want to deal with it. Active flows pop, you might get a second burst this round anyways. Heartwad finding himself with some pressure. Getting the overhead, nice confirm, good damage and seals for your trouble here. Caught low and this should be enough, no drops as I say that.
Yeah, but it's okay. We have such a... Maybe it's not okay.
Hold up.
Maybe it's not okay. Okay, never mind, it is okay.
The double drop from Soniti into nail chip. That he actually didn't even get hit. That was just chip from the nails.
Poison now applied to Soniti, trying to bait out a burst, and then this combo's going to be doing a lot of damage. Burst finally coming out from Soniti. Slide coming through, catching Soniti low. Overhead comes through. We find the combo, get the knockdown. Pick up Meaty on Soniti yet again. We are not blocking. We are trying to jump out by any means necessary. Heartwad has all the resources on their side, and the throw will be enough to bring us to that 2-2, that game 5. You know, I just said it before, I was like, we're probably gonna be seeing like probably like a game 10 grand finals. It's not quite a game 10 grand finals, it's a game 9 finals. But you know what? Close enough. Folks, final game of Boston Blue Beat here tonight. One more game to go for either of these players, and what a fitting stage to play it on. What is this round start? An aggressive round start from Heartwad yet again, but Soniti has been doing an excellent job at stuffing those early game approaches.
Yeah, so Soniti can adjust here, being so close to victory, but I can understand if you're getting a bit exhausted after, you know, what, like 5 or 6, or no, 9 games, I should say.
Yeah, we've been in the hot seat.
So, and Rachel, you know, can be a bit of attacking character play, a bit executionally, and even like kind of gameplay. Meanwhile, Heartwad here, on the last leg here, doesn't want to give up these grand finals. He got into winner's side of, but is on the back foot right now.
Is Heartwad on the back foot?
Maybe not.
I don't think so. I don't think Heartwad's on the back foot anymore. Heartwad actually is in the lead. One more round to go. We're on tournament point, and this time, dude, Heartwad has gone for that slide every single or most round starts, and Soniti will like stuff it every now and then. We just go for it again, and this time Soniti not expecting it, and that will be to their detriment, holding onto that burst and finally spending it. Now with such a little life remaining, you kind of have to play this near perfectly against a character like Bang, who's going to find so many different pot shots on you. Just like that, the overhead connects. We have OD, we have EA. We can finish this off if we want to, and that's exactly what we're going to do as we close out Rambound, close out Boston Blue Beat. Yo, Heartwad with the dream. 3-2. Even dropped down to the reset, but still clutching it up here. And now is your winner for tonight with the bang.
Yeah, so Needy would be a heck of a run there, though, especially through the whole bracket, considering they went down the first round they played to Lycoris, and then made the loser's run, and not only got the run back on Lycoris, but managed to send Dark home and then go all the way to the final game of the reset here against Heartwad. So great showing to them, and great showing to Heartwad, obviously. A very prominent Bang showing up in the net play brackets recently. And great stuff to every player that signed up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for showing up, whether you joined the bracket or you showed up to watch the stream. We appreciate you all. If you want to go ahead and still donate to the Matcherino, that link will be active for just a little bit longer. $30.25 currently in the pot. Another shout out to Fence for that $25 donation, and make sure to claim any codes that we have remaining. We still have 29 remaining, so you can still add just a little bit more to the pot if you don't want to donate in your own personal wealth. But that is going to be it for us tonight. I'm not actually Aerodad. I'm sure that's what you thought. I'm sure that's who you thought I was, but I'm Salted Boy, and I've been joined here with the one and only Ben Pye. You got any final words?
No, it's been a good Monday night. Some good BlazBlue tonight, and we'll see y'all next week with some more.
Have a good one, y'all.